What is Avalanche? Ever since 2008, when the first ever blockchain network went into full operation, there have been major upgrades to the technology. We've seen the technology go from just a means of storing value and making payments to more real-world uses like decentralized lending, borrowing, and other forms of decentralized services. We've also seen the application of blockchain tech in governance, business, and other areas of life. Whatever the use case, most blockchains have focused on solving three main problems: decentralization, scalability, and security. Now, what if I told you that there was a blockchain tackling these problems in ways we have never seen before? Many industry insiders consider Avalanche to be a game changer, and it promises to open up the world of cryptocurrency to the general public. They're making it cheaper and more accessible for everyday people like me and you to use blockchain technology. Hi, and welcome to today's video, where we will be looking at Avalanche, the blockchain that makes building other blockchains easy. Make sure to stick around till the end, where we will be breaking down some of the recent moves made by the Avalanche network that has caused a massive price jump from $15 to $45. Like always, we only make educational videos over here, and so if you're looking for an investment advice, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. But don't go yet. There are tons of fun facts about the Avalanche network that we will cover later in this video. Now, let's get to it. What is Avalanche? Avalanche is commonly called the future of blockchain. Why? Because Avalanche is a blockchain built to make blockchain technology more usable and accessible to everyday folks like you and me. Avalanche uses a unique design model that allows it to process transactions at far greater speeds. Its transaction speeds are greater than some of the most popular blockchains today, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. The three biggest issues facing blockchain tech right now are scalability, interoperability, and security. Avalanche tackles these problems in a new, unique way that is faster and cheaper than what we're used to. The best part is that Avalanche can easily support many cryptocurrencies, especially Ethereum. To understand why most people think Avalanche has a lot of potential, we must understand how it works. The Avalanche main network uses 3 blockchains instead of 1. That way, all of the activity happening on the network is broken up between 3 major blockchains. That makes transaction processing faster, making the Avalanche network far more scalable than most blockchains around. The first blockchain on the Avalanche network is the Pchain. This chain is primarily focused on exchanges. The Pchain is responsible for managing the creation and trading of digital assets on the blockchain. Here, tokens, NFTs, and other assets are minted, sold, and bought. This is where you can buy and sell the Avalanche token, AVAX. It has its own set of rules that govern behavior on the chain. AVAX can be used as a governance token, but more on that later. The next chain on the Avalanche network is the Pchain. The Pchain is responsible for smart contracts. This chain allows developers to build smart contract apps and services on the platform without worrying about high throughput and interoperability. The Pchain uses something called the Snowball protocol, which has been optimized for smart contracts. And as some of you may know, smart contracts are a major part of decentralized finance. The developers of the Avalanche network took their blockchain to another level by making the Pchain compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. This means that Ethereum-based tokens, services, dApps, and DeFi platforms can now bring their projects over to the Avalanche network. And so we can expect to see more DeFi activities on the network in the future, especially as the Avalanche network is capable of handling up to 4,500 transactions per second with a 3-second finality. And all of this thanks to its clever consensus model, which we will look at later. So make sure to stick around to the end. P.S. When we say finality, what we mean is the amount of time a person needs to wait to be sure that the transactions on the blockchain have gone through successfully, and that there won't be any cancellations or alterations to the transactions. The third chain on the Avalanche network is the Pchain. The Pchain is also known as the platform chain. The Pchain is one of the most exciting features of the Avalanche blockchain. The Pchain allows developers to quickly build blockchains on the network. The developers will also have full control over how their blockchains would function. This means that blockchains built on the Avalanche Pchain can either be private or public. They can also have any consensus model they choose, either proof of work or proof of stake, whichever one best suits the needs of the developers. Lastly, the blockchains built on the Pchain can have their own unique rules that govern how they function. This means that a particular blockchain might have rules for the kind of language allowed on its network, or the kind of qualifications required to join their network. Whatever the needs of your team and network, Avalanche will be able to support it fully. This is down to the fact that the Avalanche blockchain was designed to allow other blockchains built on the platform to create and follow their own rules. The big benefit of this is that Avalanche is making it easy for anyone who needs to apply blockchain technology in some way to do so without needing to build the entire network from scratch. This means that government agencies, businesses, and other institutions can quickly join the Avalanche network and start building their blockchains on the Pchain. Remember when we said that Avalanche was trying to make blockchain tech cheaper and easier to use for everyone? Well, this is what we meant. So now you can understand why Avalanche is called the blockchain of blockchains. The new networks built on the Pchain are what's known as subnets, and many of these subnets play an essential role in the validation process of the entire Avalanche network. And that brings us to the highly scalable verification process that Avalanche network uses. Avalanche uses a unique verification system that is a bit similar to proof of stake, but still has some key differences. Avalanche uses something known as subsampled voting. In subsampled voting, validators are picked at random and asked to vote on whether a transaction is valid. Once the vote is passed, the process continues on and on. This makes sure that the transactions are accurate and are processed quickly. Another cool thing about this consensus model is that it doesn't matter how many nodes are in the network. Avalanche will still process transactions quickly and cheaply. This consensus model also makes Avalanche far more secure than other blockchains. Bitcoin can be hacked if a person gains 51% control of all the nodes. The same can happen to Ethereum when a person gains control over 51% of the staked tokens. With Avalanche, however, the person would need to control at least 80% of the subnets to hack the network successfully. Talk about security. Right now, the Avalanche network can handle a minimum of 4,500 transactions per second with a 3-second finality. On the other hand, Bitcoin can process only 7 transactions per second in a 60-second finality, while Ethereum can only do 15 transactions per second within a 10-minute finality. Avalanche is now showing potential to overtake the major cryptos in the world. Now, let's understand how Avalanche's tokenomics work. The Avalanche token is called AVAX. AVAX is a deflationary coin because it has a limited supply of about 720 million coins. Out of that number, 20% has been given to the team and the foundation. The AVAX token is used to pay transaction fees on the Avalanche network. Avalanche also burns all its fees, reducing the amount of AVAX in circulation, making the coin more valuable. The AVAX token is also the governance token of the Avalanche platform. Holders of the coin will be able to vote on important decisions that affect how the network will run. And the more coins one has, the more voting rights that person gets. Now, it might be worth mentioning that the Avalanche network recently got into a pretty important business deal, one that added $40 to the price of AVAX, taking it from $15 to $55. It all started with an incentive program launched by Avalanche, worth $180 million. The incentive program aims to bring new users to test the platform in return for financial rewards. Even more, the incentive program brought over 2 huge players in the crypto market: Polygon, an NFT powerhouse with huge growth potential and a market cap of $11 billion. The second major player that joined the Avalanche network is Aave. Aave is a DeFi lending network that has a market cap of $2.1 billion. That's it for today, guys. We've reached the end of this video. We've had so much fun making this video, and we're sure you guys enjoyed every bit of it. If you did, make sure you liked the video. If you didn't, still hit the like button, because come on, there's no ways you didn't enjoy the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.